Hi guys, Michael Casadillo here and welcome to Project Uplift. I'm going to get straight into it today. This is going to be The Truth Part 2. Now, if you watch The Truth Part 1, I speak about my first experience with drugs and how it became an addiction. And I also talk about my best friend Mr. A, who introduced me to drugs. Now, I wanted to make this video to clear a few things up. Someone commented on one of my videos saying, I'm glad I didn't have friends like Mr. A. Now, I can understand where they're coming from, so there's, like I said, judgment-free zone, there's no hatred here, and everyone is entitled to their opinion. I respect everyone's opinion, and as I said, they're entitled to have it. But I am going to talk about how Mr. A did a lot more good than what he did bad. Yes, we went down a very dark path, but I'm going to talk more about him, how we became friends, and how he had a very, very vital part of making me the man I am today. He pretty much had just as much influence on the person I am today as what my father did on my life. Now, first when Mr. A came to my high school in year 10, I believe. We're only 2 weeks apart, so we both would have been 16 years old. Anyways, didn't really like him at first. I was a little bit jealous, to be completely honest. He was really good with the ladies and stuff like that. But anyway, time went on. Like I said, we didn't really get along. But something really bad happened to me. When I was 17 in October, I had my green peas, just bought my first car. I rid it off literally in 2 hours of having it. And it was a really bad experience because I almost killed one of my best mates. Now, what happened was I bought the car, I drove it. The road was wet, but I don't blame that. It was me. I basically trampled the accelerator like an idiot. I lost control of the vehicle. I hit a tree. Now I blanked out. Roof caved in on my head. I got stitches in the back of my head. I still have a scar from it. I had another friend in the passenger seat. Didn't get a mark on him. Then I had another friend in the back of the car. When I actually got out of the car and checked on him, I thought he was dead. I was slapping him in the face, getting him to try and get him to wake up. My first phone call was 000 to tell him what happened. My second phone call was to my mother. I said, look, I've had an accident. I think I've killed one of my friends. She said, you have to ring his mum. That was by far the hardest phone call I've ever had to make in my life. I rang her up. I said, look, I've had an accident. I'm not sure if he's going to be okay. Ambulance came, police came. I'll never forget, his uncle came and he threatened me, and he had every right to. They put me in the ambulance. They rushed me to hospital, and they were still cutting the roof off my car to get my friend out. He was in hospital for 3 days, unconscious. They weren't sure what was going to happen. He was in a coma. I got released that night. I got stitched up and off I went. 3 days later, I got a phone call saying, look, he's out of consciousness. He's going to be okay. I thought, thank God. All these things were going through my mind. So I went to the hospital, and as soon as I saw his uncle, I just burst out crying. It wasn't out of fear. I just felt so sorry. And then I went to see him and I spoke to him, and to hear that he was going to be okay. In the end, he just needed a knee reconstruction. But they weren't sure about sort of the head damage and stuff like that. But all in all, it could have been a lot worse than what it was. I like to say I have no regrets in my life because it's made me who I am today. But if I have one regret, and I still to this day say it should have been me in that hospital bed and not him. And even when I told that to the police, they said if that was you, you would have died instantly. My father made me go to the policing pound to see my car. And the police said this is the worst accident they've ever seen when no one has died. I had to go to court, had to do a traffic awareness course. Police came to school one day to interview me to get more information as well. It was a very, very dark time in my life, and basically everyone in my year turned their back on me, making up rumours and stuff like that. When my friend returned to school, he was just on crutches. He explained that he had to get a knee reconstruction, but other than that, you know what I mean, he's okay. And everyone tried to be my friend again, but I didn't want them to be my friends. At the time when I needed them, they turned their back on me, except for one person, Mr. A. I'll never forget this. I was sitting there, I was excluded from everyone, and he came up and he said, look, he goes, you made a mistake. He goes, you can't let yourself get down. He goes, forget all about these negative influences. Forget about what everyone's saying. He goes, you made a mistake. It's going to be all right. And to this day, I said, I don't blame the weather. I don't blame the car. I don't blame anything. It was my fault. I was a driver. It was my responsibility to be safe. I was irresponsible. I accepted that. Like I said, thank God the outcome wasn't too bad. Everyone lived to see another day. Yeah, could have went down worse. I was in therapy for a while. I kept having images of my friend in the back of the car, like dead, like, and just waking up. And it took me a while to get back into a car. My dad made me. I'm a lot safer driver now. Anyone who goes in the car with me knows, like, I'm pretty responsible, especially when I've got passengers. Like, I take my time. I'm very patient on the road. And yeah, so, but look, basically Mr. A was there for me. He basically said, look, he goes, it'll be okay. And he took me under his wing. And from then on out, we were very good friends. And then something happened to Mr. A. I won't disclose what, but then the whole year turned their back on him. And I said to him, I go, look, I said, if you didn't do this, I believe you. But if you did, you're going to need someone there. I'll be there for you. He said, I didn't do it. And I said, I believe you. And from then on out, we were like this. We're still like this today. Now, he's the one that gave me that courage to block out the naysayers and kept pushing forward. He gave me what I like to call the heart of the lion. He made me the strong person I am today, because no matter what was going on in my life, I had Mr. A. And even though we went down a dark path of drugs and partying and stuff like that, we had each other. And when we got over that hurdle, we became stronger again. So now we help each other deal with other mental battles. So like if we've got relationship problems or anything like that, we still bounce off each other today. I probably wouldn't have made it through high school if it wasn't for Mr. A. Now, that's a reality. Like, people can say, oh, but this person did this and this person did that. All it takes is one person to change you, and Mr. A changed me. Yes, we went down a dark path together, but if he wasn't there for me, if he didn't come sit next to me that day at school, tell me it was going to be alright, and take me under his wing and become my friend, then I would have known. I don't even know if I would have had the strength to make it through high school. But from that day forward, I knew I had one person to rely on, and it made me who I am today. It made me strong. He's the person who gave me the strength to give up drugs, to pursue my goals, to follow my dreams, to become the man I am today. So look, I want people to think about that. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I don't hate on anyone's opinion. You're entitled to it. But I just wanted to give you a bit of insight. He has done so much more good for me than bad. Like, words can't describe how good of a friend he's been. And he will tell you personally, I'm not going to reveal who it is, but it has been vice versa. We call each other brothers. I was born first child. I've got a sister. In my lifetime, I've met 4 people at which I consider brothers. Mr. A is definitely one of them, and he will be for life. He's the one that got me to block out everything and just focus on the positive and move forward. Basically told me, all right, you need to accept responsibility, which I did, and keep pushing forward. Be all you can be. And that's what I'm standing here doing right now. Look, I just wanted to clear that up and leave a message. It doesn't matter where someone's been, what their past is like. The past makes them who they are today. It doesn't dictate who they are. Someone might be in a dark place right now. It could be you, it could be a friend, it could be anybody. Just because you're there now, it doesn't mean you're going to be there forever. You know, some people like to get through things on their own, and that's great. At that point in time, at 17 years old, it was very hard. I lost faith in myself. Mr. A reinstated faith in me. He gave me strength. He taught me to be strong and courageous. And to this day, anyone who knows me know that I still carry those traits. This is the reason why I have the strength to get on camera and admit that I was what drugs I took, that I was addicted to drugs, but that I made it through, that I didn't turn my back on people just because they were doing the wrong things. Right now I try and help people that are in the wrong place, and it's because Mr. A helped me. He gave me a foundation, a base, and not only that, he taught me the value of loyalty and respect. To this day, he is a brother to me. He taught me values that I will carry for the rest of my life, and I hope to instate those values when I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough to have children. So look, that's all I wanted to say today. I wanted to clear up a little bit more about Mr. A, explain how he did a lot more good than what he did bad. Now, the truth is, Mr. A, like I said, he did so much good. He really did. He made me who I am today, and I can't thank him enough. Like, no matter, even though he introduced me to drugs, and went down a real dark path and made some really bad choices. It was his influence on me in the early stages of our friendship that gave me the heart of a lion, gave me the strength to push through addiction. And now I want to help others. If he wasn't in my life, I probably wouldn't be here on camera telling you guys this and trying to help out. So look, that's all I wanted to say today. My message is, if someone gives you a helping hand, even if they have done wrong, please, like, be open-minded about it. Just because someone's in a dark place right now, it doesn't mean they're always going to be there. Help them get out of it if you can. If they don't want to be helped, support them. Just by simply listening to them, just listening to them talk, is a help. Sometimes people don't want to be given advice. Just listen to what they have to say. No matter where you are right now, you're not going to be there forever. If you're here, but you want to be here, you can make it. You can make it. You got to be strong enough. You got to have that heart of a lion, and you got to push through. That's all I'm going to say today. This is Michael Casadillo. I will start talking more about my relapse and stuff like that in future videos. This one was just more about Mr. A and clearing up that he did so much more for me. And like I said, he played a vital part of who I am today. He's a brother. If you're out there watching this, always with me. Michael Casadillo, Project Uplift, out.